Hello, JJ here from 22 Explosive Hits, coming at you with another episode of No Ktel Thursday. In this episode, I'm going to talk about Elvis, and mainly my movie collection I have of Elvis, a few records that I have as well. I'd be honest, I'm not a fan of his Hollywood movies. I've tried watching them. I've had to plow through them. I'm really not that into his Hollywood films. I know with purists, I have to love them, but I don't. I do love his concert films, and I do love his specials. I'm going to go over that in a minute, but I'm not a fan of his movies where he actually acts because, as Eddie Murphy said, I mean, they let him do movies so good he couldn't act. And they would go, Elvis wants some lemonade. Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. Elvis, we got to win this race. We got to win this race. You know, then Eddie Murphy did that whole routine where about him when he got old and his butt was hanging out and he was all fat, and he got that I've lived a life as fool. I've traveled each and every boy we all tomorrow was Marlins. Give me and did it my way. There you go, Eddie Murphy doing Elvis, who actually, if you catch that track, I think he does amazing Elvis, and apparently he was doing Elvis when he was young, since he was a child, as Mom said. So, anyways, here's what I have in my collection. First thing I have is I have a copy of That's the Way It Is, which is now playing in my background right now. I really love this film. There's many different versions of it out there. I love the one because my favorite song by him off the soundtrack and stuff is I Just Can't Help Believing. I just can't help believing when you say it's her song to my love. There's a trace of misty morning and a sorrow. I love it. Anyways, I love the both versions of this movie. I've seen it live on film. I mean, in the big screen. I've seen it a bunch of times. I really love this film by him. I love all the different releases. Not sure which version I'm showing in the background. I just kind of grabbed it, so I had it as filler for this. But it's a great set. If anybody can see, it's got a booklet on Elvis, a great booklet on Elvis, the costumes and everything about the movie. It's a great Blu-ray release if you're into this movie. Really, I do recommend anybody checking it out. And then to add to that, this one's precious to me. When I went to Graceland, did a pilgrimage, brought my whole family. I had to have something from the gift shop, and like Rachel's mentioned on her channel, getting T-shirts sometimes they fade, they go bad, you spill on them, whatever. So you end up getting destroyed. So I wanted something, so I did get That's the Way It Is soundtrack in the gift shop. I probably paid way too much for this. I know if I would have gotten it on Amazon, probably would have gotten it less, but I can actually say I got this copy in the Graceland gift shop. On it has the soundtrack to Elvis's That's the Way It Is. Has a booklet in here as well. It says on here the extended and all the different tracks from all the different versions of it. It's a really good set. I listen to this in the car on long trips. I really enjoy it. The next thing I have is Elvis the Searcher right here. This is the HBO special that was done on him. I really liked it. I thought it was really well done, really well put together. Really framed him up, really put him into perspective, and did a really good job. I think years later and going into it, they told me this was going to be out when I toured Graceland, so I was definitely on board to catch it, and I do have a copy here, and I do love it. The next one I have is my box set of the Elvis 68 comeback special. This is really Elvis, I think, at a really fun time. This has the entire special as well as what they like to call like his unplugged, with him back with his band and stuff. It's a huge set here. It has on here as well a booklet with different pictures. I do love this outfit that he's wearing. I think it's whoever has him cheesy right here with the suit when he's out. But the funnest part of the whole thing is that guitars thing with he's like doing almost an early day MTV Unplugged, I would call it. I remember when this aired on Showtime back in '84. They resurrected just his comeback special on VHS, and I do have the DVD deluxe box set of this one. Next one I'm going to show real quick is Elvis's complete Ed Sullivan shows. This is a lot of fun. See Elvis the Pelvis doing his best. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like the Beatles one, let's see. Yeah, it has the entire shows. I thought this was a really cool release how they did this for Ed Sullivan. They did this for the Beatles as well. I have that one. has all the original commercials, so you get to experience exactly how it aired at that time. The next thing I have is Elvis's great performances, which are some of his great performances from television. Has a $4 admission coupon here for Graceland as well. I didn't know I even had that. I probably should have used it when I went there. But that is Elvis right there, and the 2 DVD set. Next one I have is That's the Way It Is. I got this used. That's why it has the tag on there. Sorry, This is Elvis. It's not That's the Way. This is Elvis. This was a documentary. You should call it that. The same guy that did Imagine by John Lennon also did this movie. It's kind of a documentary with actual dramatic footage put in there. It's considered to be part of the Elvis DVD stuff. Again, it's not him acting, but it has like dramas on here. I call it. There's movies from cable that were like on in the early 80s. I call them cable constants, and that was one of them. I mean, every time as a kid I would put on TV, that movie was on. It just got embedded in my brain, and I got to learn about Elvis, so that was cool, and I got to expand my horizons. There were other movies at that time that were on cable all the time, like Porky's and Popeye, just on constantly. This is how they would do it, because they didn't think people had VCRs to record it, and they were competing with the videos. They wanted to make sure they would air it constantly, so by the end of the month, you were really sick of all the movies they had on there and couldn't wait for the next batch. Anyways, just a couple of vinyl that I have here. Here's Elvis, the Essential Elvis here that I got. Quick story with this one. I got this one at Walmart here in town. And when I bought it, it was during the pandemic, and the person in front, 2 ladies in front of me, 2 very nice elderly African American women were in front of me, both buying a chicken dinner with some fries. And they have those chicken dinners there. I think they're like $4 a piece, and they were putting their coins up on the thing to buy it. And I was behind them in line with some of my groceries, and I had seen this, and I wanted to get it with my stuff. So I paid for it. I paid it forward, and so I really had a good experience buying this record. And even the cashier thought I was awesome, and she was talking about her fan of Elvis, and we had a really good discussion. So I like this record. All the hits are on it, but I think I love this one sentimentally because it has a good buying experience that I had when I got it. And last but not least, I showed this one before, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, is Elvis and Way Down in the Jungle. This is him doing the jungle recordings. It's a really good record, also out on CD. I do recommend it if you're an Elvis fan or a purist. It's something that you should have. So that's what I have for Elvis. I just wanted to share both my vinyl and my movie collection with you for No Ktel Thursday. And so let's remember to bring each other up rather than bring each other down. Have a great day.